Hello. Yeah, hello. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
you
sir.
are audible.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm just opening my presentation. Very good afternoon. Are you able to see the presentation?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
No, I'm half of the part of this chapter I've taken last time, and half of the part I'll be taking this time. Last time we were discussing the 10 steps of conducting the research. If you would be able to remember it well, you are supposed to tell me that what we were discussing last time.
So we were discussing about business research process design,
Hmm.
and we discussed few steps. For example, first you discussed about quantification of problem.
Hmm.
Then we need to convert management problem to research problem. For example, sales decline is a management problem,
Hmm.
and if we convert it to research problem, then that means that what are the causes behind what is the reason behind decline of sales or revenue. So that
Yeah,
would be a research problem.
yeah, yeah.
Then we also, as a researcher, we also need to explain what is the theoretical model,
Yeah.
which will tell the story of the research. For
Hmm.
example, what is the conceptual model? What are the independent variables? What is the dependent variable? What are the
Hmm.
variables under study? What are the moderating variables? So this
Yeah,
will get covered in theoretical model part.
yeah, yeah. Very good. Very good.
After
Very
that, after that, for each and every variable, we need to ask a few questions. So
good.
preparing few questions for each variable. Then we need to float those questions to the respondents, which are the subject of the research,
Yeah, yeah,
which are the target respondents.
yeah,
And after that, when data collection, sir, you explained till this step, but after
yeah.
this step, I think data analysis part will come. After data collection is done, we analyze the data, we get insights from it to solve the
Hmm.
problem, and then finally we present our conclusion.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it's very good. You explained it very well, Chaitanya. And this is what is the issue that last time we were over there to discuss theoretical model. This was the theoretical model pertaining to buying intention. What am I saying? That it may be many PhD scholars and you are MTech people and many PhD scholars have joined the program, joined the class. So what am I saying? That this theoretical model may not be restricted to only buying intention. If I would be willing to change buying intention by brand equity, I would be equally able to do that. What am I saying? That for brand equity, my moderators would be changing, my main variables would be changing, and how would I be getting main variables? I'll be generating. This is not the issue of getting. This is not the issue of discovery. I would be generating main variables from the literature, from the available literature, just for the sake of understanding. For this model, this is what is the theoretical model. We have taken 5 main variables and 3 are the moderating variables, and this is the model prepared after thorough literature consultation. After thorough literature consultation, this model is being prepared. Right now, we are supposed to move further. How would we be moving further?
Sir,
Now, yeah,
yes, sir. Your
Presentation is not visible.
presentation is not visible.
yes, sir.
Yes, just 1 minute. Is this visible now?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, theoretical model is visible. Yeah, yeah. So, okay. So now this is what is the theoretical model. I was discussing about this theoretical model. And lastly, one thing I was telling you, and if you'll be able to collect it well, that is going to be very good for we all in terms of understanding that this theoretical model, which occupies a place in chapter number 2, is the base of research. Is the base of research. How this is the base of research? Because from here, I would be able to take up every aspect of your research. I would be able to explore every aspect of research. Right now, for this theoretical model, because we are in the beginning only, I have not incorporated hypothesis in between. Otherwise, if I'll be having the more refined, sophisticated model, which is not the part of this chapter, I would be incorporating hypothesis in the model. And this is what is my theoretical model. So 5 are the variables. These variables are being randomly taken, but you are not supposed to take the variables randomly. You are supposed to generate the variables from the available literature. So these main variables, 5 are the main variables, are being generated from the literature, and 3 are the variables which are moderating variables are being generated from the literature. And ultimately, this is going to lead to buying intention. So we need to understand that buying intention can be anything. For my research, this is what is the buying intention. My research right now is focusing on this buying intention, where my understanding of buying intention for my research is being based on 5 main variables and 3 moderating variables. So there may be many more things in the world, but my understanding of buying intention for my project, for my research, is being limited to this only, because I need to understand this theoretical model would ultimately be explained everywhere, would ultimately be applied everywhere. And as pointed out by Chaitanya, she rightly pointed it out that we are going to ask questions pertaining to variables. So supposingly, just for the sake of an example, I'm going to ask 5 questions pertaining to brand image, 5 questions pertaining to brand awareness, 5 pertaining to price, and then 5. In sum total, I would be asking 25 questions on a Likert rating scale. Right now, we are supposed to understand this Likert rating scale is a 1 to 5 rating scale. So a minimum score a candidate can can secure would be 25, and maximum score would be 125. Now, if I'm framing a PhD topic, my PhD topic can be, right, I'm saying that development of buying intention model, a comparative study between Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. That seems to be my PhD model, my PhD topic broadly. So this can be the topic of your PG also. This can be the topic of your PhD also, right? PhD is going to explore that more well, and that is what more extensively. That is what is a PhD topic. So I'm saying that if this is the topic, this model and questions pertaining to this model would be asked ultimately, and these questions would be applied ultimately. So 25 questions would be asked from the sample taken from Madhya Pradesh, and 25 questions would be asked from a sample taken from Gujarat, and then we are going to compare the result. Just for the sake of understanding, at this stage, when we are at beginning, we are supposed to understand, just for the sake of an example, average score from Madhya Pradesh is being obtained as 56, and average score from Gujarat is being obtained as 76, right? So obviously, on the basis of your buying intention model, which may be your PhD topic, which may be your MTech MBA topic, you are going to conclude that buying intention in Gujarat seems to be better than buying intention in Madhya Pradesh. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
This is clear.
Yes, sir.
76 in Gujarat, 56 in Madhya Pradesh is the clear indication that 76 is higher than 56. So buying intention seems to be, because questions are being framed like that, buying intention seems to be higher for Gujarat. But Now you see, if I my conclusion would be so simple, then I would be able to say that I am concluding it over here on the basis of a 3,000 sample taken for Madhya Pradesh and 3,500 sample taken from Gujarat. So I would be able to conclude that this is what is the story. Where is the need to take further chapters of the book? Even if I will be taking 7 more chapters of the book after this, I would be able to wind it up. Like I may be able to take measurement and scaling, how to make a scale as chapter 3. I would be able to take up chapter 4 as questionnaire design. Sampling I'll be able to take up. But data analysis part, for what I'll be taking? Can anybody tell me that for what we are taking data analysis from the class? Can anybody tell me?
Sir, for example, we can do data analysis to find out which variable out of the 5 variables is impacting buying intention more.
Yeah,
Or
that's
is
good. Yeah. Yeah, that is very good. But can anybody in the class can you tell me that for what purpose we are studying this subject? If you would wish, you see that when budget comes out, people say that what are the highlights of budget? Tell me one point. What is the important point of budget? Then people say that this seems to be the most important aspect of the budget. In the similar manner, I am asking this question. That my question is that for what you are referring this book. And in this book, when I've shown you this roadmap of taking up the book, chapter number 10 to chapter number 20. So from 21, almost 11 chapters are being badly based on data analysis. So that seems that data analysis is the important aspect. But data analysis is that important for what we are taking up the subject. Can you tell me?
Yes, sir, to determine the target group also we use data analysis.
Yeah, fine.
to
You
check if
that is
there
what.
is some change?
Yeah, my answer is very simple. We are studying this subject because there is a sample and sample result is to be taken for the population. We'll have to understand when we are your result of 76 and 56 is being derived from the sample of 3,000 from Madhya Pradesh, 3,500 from Gujarat. There may be the possibility that if anybody else would be taking his 3,000 from Madhya Pradesh and 3,500 from Gujarat, result would be completely reversed. It may be 82 for Madhya Pradesh and 52 for Gujarat. So that is what is the problem with taking a sample. But for large problems, we'll have to take a sample from a large population. A sample is to be taken from the large population, and we are taking this subject for one sake only, that sample is to be treated effectively, efficiently, to get the population result as close to truth as possible, right? So again, what am I saying? That we are taking chapter number 5 as probability, sorry, sampling. So one thing we are supposed to understand that since beginning I've been saying that the thing which is most important is probability. So probability is the concept we are going to use widely. So our understanding would be based on probability concept. So probability would be used. So my result of buying intention would be probabilistic. It would not be deterministic. It would be probabilistic because I am taking a sample, and because I am taking a sample, I will have to apply sophisticated statistical techniques, which is why I'm saying that I'm focused to take up first 9 chapters, and then we will decide that what chapters of data analysis we would be able to take in online classes, because some topics are so complicated, it would be difficult to take up with in the online classes. So what am I saying? That first 9 chapters are foundation, then from the rest 11 chapters, first 9 then rest 11. From the rest 11 chapters, we are going to pick up the appropriate one, appropriate technique of data analysis. We are going to pick up the appropriate technique of data analysis, which means we are having the ability to pick up the appropriate. So for generating that ability, we are bound to study all the chapters. Then only I would be able to understand that for my problem, which technique of data analysis would be appropriate. That I'll have to understand. So the model which we are discussing was the buying model, and then is this model visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm just moving, right? Now you see that just because we have not taken statistics as the background course, MBA people have taken up that as the background course. So now hypothesis is the unproven statement. Once I'm saying that we are going to frame the hypothesis, that means I'm talking about population. Hypothesis is being framed for population. In no way we are interested in sample results of 52 and 82. So we are supposed to take a sample appropriately scientifically from the large population, which may be devastatingly large, up to the extent of 100 crore elements in the population. But you as a researcher, you are supposed to take a sample of 3,000, 5,000, 8,000, 10,000, maybe 50,000 from that hugely large population of 100 crore, right? And then you'll have to take up your result accurately because you have taken samples scientifically from the population. I'll be repeating it again that size of the sample is not important. Statistics is telling us that anything more than 30 is a large sample, anything less than 30 is a small sample. Size of the sample is not important. What is important? You are supposed to take a sample scientifically from the huge population. So through sample, we are going to study the population. We are not at all interested in sample results of 52 and 82 for the sake of an example. We would like to further understand that result can be this result, 52 and 82, 72 and 52 can be taken for the population. Largely, this difference is being existing in the population or not. Sample is indicating this difference, but I'll have to apply certain techniques to make myself sure that the sample is indicating the right result for the population or not. So my hypothesis is the indication of now application of chapter number 15 of the book. This is the indication of application of linear regression, that brand image has a significant linear impact on buying intention. I mean to say with this hypothesis I'm saying, I'm asking, I'm rather testing this, I'm not asking, I'm testing that brand image is significantly linearly impacting buying intention or not. That means I'm saying that when brand image is high, buying intention is high, or reverse. That is what is linear impact. Linear in one direction or linear in the different direction. Likewise, you see that my 5 hypotheses are being linked with my 5 main variables: brand image, brand awareness, price, availability, and after sales services. So for just for the sake of an example, because we are over here in chapter number 2, just hypothesis is the unproven statement, and this hypothesis is indicating the application of chapter number 15. Chapter number 15 in this book is simple linear regression. Simple linear regression is y is equal to b0 plus b1x, where x is independent variable and y is your dependent variable. So now you see that that was one testing, and when I take all the variables together, I'm not able, my intention is not to study these separately, but as the part of my study, I'm studying these separately. Now what am I doing? That I'm making a multiple regression model, and this is the model of buying intention. I'm saying that buying intention is linearly dependent on the combination of 5 variables which I have taken for my study. So what hypothesis I am framing? I am framing a hypothesis that all the variables, all the 5 factors in combination have a significant linear impact on buying intention. So buying intention was the model. Regression we are going to take, and one thing we are supposed to understand that in chapter number 16, in chapter number 16, we are going to study that what is being indicated in terms of B0 plus B1 plus B2 and all that. All these are sample regression coefficients. We are not interested in sample regression coefficients because we would like to take it up for the population. So now, when we'll take the chapter in detail, multiple regression in detail, we would be through this equation, which is the sample regression equation, we would like to estimate population. तो ये तो sample का result है. We would like to estimate the population. So my population buying intention model would be what? That would be buying intention is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 plus beta 2 plus beta 3 plus beta 4 plus beta 5 plus error. So with this equation, I wish to estimate the population regression model. My intention is not to estimate it. I'll be applying Excel and SPSS or rather now the advanced softwares are going to give me even this equation. So there's no greatness in computing the B0 and B1. Earlier it was the greatness that people used to ask the questions that maybe after 30-40 years ago that you are supposed to develop the regression equation. So for class 10th this is okay, for class 12th this is okay, but for PG classes this is not okay. Softwares are going to compute everything. So for what sake you would be computing? You are supposed to interpret the result. So I would be asking the question that this is what is your sample regression model. If I would be having the opportunity to ask the question, I would not be asking it to correct it right, because all the softwares are going to correct it very right, more than you and me. So what would I be saying? That I would be asking a question that in what manner you would be able to say, in what degree of confidence that this sample regression model is a true estimator of population regression model. And I would be further asking, what is your confidence? My confidence is not your confidence, which is confidence pertaining to psychology is different. Confidence pertaining to research is different. When I'm saying that what is your confidence, I mean to say what is your statistical confidence. And statistical confidence is being derived, that we are going to study further, derived in terms of 90% confidence, 95% confidence, and 99% confidence. So my confidence would not be the psychological confidence. My confidence would be the statistical confidence. Rather, with the help of such kind of understanding, I would be able to take up the confidence model. Confidence model means the psychological confidence of an individual. So instead of buying intention, I would be able to place confidence and the relevant variables. Right? This is clear to you?
Sir, sir, in linear regression, we saw that buying intention will depend on price and all other coefficient that we obtained. But before linear regression, can we calculate that which feature is important?
Before linear regression, right?
Yes,
no, before
like from p-value or chi-square method.
No, actually, p-value and chi-square methods are the different methods that we are going to take up, right? So chi-square method is chapter number 13 of your book, and p-value is chapter number 10 of your book. P-value, what you are talking in terms of p-value. So we are going to take it up further. But what am I saying? That what you are asking, chi-square and p and all these would be the part of our discussion thoroughly. When we would be reaching to these chapters, we are going to open up the discussion, right? P-value is the fundamental understanding of research. Most of the times it happens that even after getting the degree, people are very much confused about the p-value. So I'll be taking it further. P-value and chi-square test. Chi-square test is your chapter number 13 of the book. This is categorical data, right? And this, what am I saying? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
है ना, ये मैं इसको सेपरेट चैप्टर में लूंगा, है ना. अभी आप
Okay.
जो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे थे काई स्क्वायर टेस्ट कहां पर एप्लीकेबल होगा, तो उसमें जो नेक्स्ट स्लाइड है दैट इज गोइंग टू डिस्कस दैट टाइप ऑफ द डेटा। टाइप ऑफ द डेटा, इसमें मैं एक बात बोलूंगा कि आपकी बुक में चैप्टर नंबर 14 है। चैप्टर नंबर 14 इज नॉन पैरामेट्रिक स्टैटिस्टिक्स। नॉन पैरामेट्रिक स्टैटिस्टिक्स इज इफ माय डाटा इज ऑफ नॉमिनल एंड ऑर्डिनल। अच्छा, नॉमिनल एंड ऑर्डिनल, आर यू अवेयर ऑफ व्हाट इज नॉमिनल एंड ऑर्डिनल?
No, sir.
अच्छा,
Yes,
हाँ, मैं जस्ट एक सिंपल बात बताता हूँ। When I'll be having, we are having 4 types of data, right? Nominal, for nomenclature only, right? All the students, your roll number of the class is nominal data, 1 to 20, suppose. But this is not ranking. I'm not saying that roll number 1 is the most intelligent one in the class. 1 to 20 is the nomenclature only. These are the symbolic representations. 1 to 20 people in the class. This is nominal data. Ordinal data, when 1 to 20 are in the ranking, when I'm saying that 1 is the top ranking holder of the exam, 2 is the second ranking holder of the exam, that is known as ordinal data. Interval data, when data is being rated on an interval scale of 1 to 5, that is being known as interval data. And ratio data, when I'm saying that 26 is 2 times of 13, that is ratio data. So we are having these 4 kinds of data, है ना। अभी इसमें क्या है, जैसे मैं नॉमिनल डेटा लेता हूं, तो नॉमिनल डेटा में मैं थोड़ी बोल सकता हूं कि 26 is 2 times of 13। वो तो नंबर से खाली, वो तो नंबर मैंने 13, रोल नंबर 13 है और 26 रोल नंबर 26 है। लेकिन लास्ट कैटेगरी ऑफ डेटा जो है उसमें ये पॉसिबल है कि 26 2 times of 13 है। So we are having 4 categories of data that we are going to consult from the book, right? So chapter 3 is going to discuss with measurement and scaling. Chapter 4 is going to discuss questionnaire design. Chapter 5 is going to discuss sampling and sampling distribution and types of research. We are going to take up types of research: exploratory research, descriptive research, and causal research. Exploratory research is now your descriptive research is being is divided in 2 parts: cross-sectional and longitudinal, right? I'll be exploratory research for exploration of problem. Buying intention, I'm knowing this through literature, but I'm not sure that what are the local factors. Literature includes international literature. So buying intention model is being derived from international literature, where which includes a study being conducted in Canada, America, European countries, and all such kind of countries, right? But when I would be applying that over here in our country, we will be having the further understanding. So buying intention basic model is being derived from the literature. I would be taking exploratory research to explore the knowledge further, so that I would be able to define the variables and I would be able to define the problems more accurately. What is happening that after taking the exploratory research, I am further refining my buying intention model by including 2 more variables, which seems to be local in nature, regional in nature. This is store employee behavior and location of the store. And then I'm going to include 1 more moderating variable. So my buying intention model, earlier it was the buying intention model being derived from the literature. Now I'll have to apply it over here in our circumstances. So I'm further conducting an exploratory research, talking to people, talking to managers, talking to the concerned parties, and I'm further refining buying intention model. So after this, my buying intention model, which was being based on 5 variables earlier, now this is being based on 7 main variables and additional moderating variable, and this is going to generate to buying intention. Now exploratory research are secondary data analysis, that is chapter number 6 of the book: expert survey, focus group interviews, depth interviews, case analysis, what you take it up as the case study in management education, and projective techniques. So secondary data is chapter 6 of the book. Expert survey, we talk to experts, the concerned people or other people. Suppose we would wish to talk to somebody who's in the expert of automobile industry, and my research is being based on automobile industry. So I'll be talking to these people to make my understanding more clear. Now focus, I'll talk to people. Now depth interviews, I'll be probing when information is being hidden, that is in the underlying surface. So I'll have to probe that what may be the reason. And on that basis only I included 2 more variables in the buying intention model. Right, then case analysis is the very well known way of teaching and learning in management education. Projective techniques, word association, I'll be giving a word to somebody and that person would be writing something pertaining to that word. Right, suppose I'm saying that budget, you'll say that we like, we don't like, and this is, by that I would be understanding your understanding for the budget. Then there would be the completion task. One incomplete task would be given to you and that you would be completing. In the manner you would be completing, you would be expressing your feelings for that particular phenomena. Half constructed task would be given to you, then you would be constructing it, you would be making it complete, and then expressive task would be given to you and you would be making it complete. Means in the manner you would be responding, you would be presenting your own feelings which are hidden in nature. So by that only I would be able to understand that what is your feeling. I'm saying that suppose, just for the sake of an example, that there's a deterioration in sales, right? So we have included one more model. Suppose buying intention we wish to take it up. So we have store employee behavior. So how could we discover that? We could discover that by applying some tools and techniques of research, like these projective techniques. I talked to people and people have informed me that though I wish to purchase the product, but I am not willing to purchase the product because once I reach to store, they in one sense do not respond properly. Their behavior is not good. So maybe company is international in nature. I could understand during the discussion, during the probing techniques, that this is the problem and here is the problem of buying intention. Here is the real reason of deterioration in sales. So in such a manner, by applying such kind of techniques, we try to discover, and these all are exploratory techniques. Now descriptive research, exploratory research would never be, I'll be talking in your understanding sense only. For PhD and for PG classes, we do not conduct exploratory research. Our researches are even not descriptive research. Our researches are conclusive research. So exploratory research is for the sake of exploration. Descriptive research is for describing. So descriptive research is going to answer everything other than why. Why is WHY. Why part of the question. Why part of the problem. Why part is cause and effect. When I said that I'm going to apply multiple regression, I'm trying to explore cause and effect. Why? There's the multiple regression model. When in that model, there's one independent, 5 independent variables are there, and 1 dependent variable is over there. So I'm trying to understand that with the help of the 5 hypothesis, why there is, this is not increase or decrease pertaining to the variable is being visible by the regression coefficient, but I wish to understand why there is the increase and decrease. So descriptive research is going to answer everything other than the why. But we people in MTech, MBA and PhD are interested in knowing the why part only. So our research would always be conclusive in nature. So in no way we people would be involved in exploratory research and descriptive research. These are for the sake of understanding only. But because, as I've told you earlier, that our research is going to answer why part also, so our research would be the conclusive research. Now, these are the 2 parts of cross-sectional design. Is one kind of the study where only 1 sample is being considered, and longitudinal study is different from this, where 2 samples in 2 time frames are being considered. This is pre and post kind of study, pre-privatization, post-privatization. So my research title is that development of buying intention model, a study conducted in pre and post privatization period, in pre and post liberalization period, pre and post training period. When I'll be having the pre and post study, that would be longitudinal study, and one sample, the same sample is being taken for 2 time periods. That is longitudinal. But this is just for the sake of understanding. My study is always conclusive. My conclusive study is causal. Causal is going to answer everything, including why. So I would be using causal research for my understanding. My model, I mean to say that I'm not only developing a regression model between buying intention and 5 more variables. So regression coefficients in terms of B1 to B5 are indicating the importance of that variable in the model. But additionally, because I am in the academic research group, because I am in the PG classes, or I am pursuing PhD program, I'm bound to answer, I'm compelled to answer why part of the study. If I'll not be answering why part of the study, you tell me for what I am pursuing research. So my research would never be the exploratory. That exploratory research would always be for the sake of support only. My research would never be the descriptive. My research for my program, PhD, MTech, MBA, whatever may be the issue, would always be conclusive in nature, right? This is causal research is conclusive in nature. Do you agree with this?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the difference between descriptive and exploratory research?
Yeah, descriptive research is more structured, more structured. Exploratory research is not that structured. And I'll just be in the next slide, I'll just be explaining that difference, what you are asking. This is what is the difference between these, right? Lastly, you see that descriptive up to one extent is conclusive, but exploratory is always inconclusive. Descriptive is what? That I'm developing the regression model, but I'm not writing discussion for that. I'm developing my thesis. Everything is okay. Everything is being decided, is well drafted and is well written. But I'm skipping one part, that is discussion part of my thesis. Are you getting my point? What am I saying?
Yes, sir.
Discussion is why explanation. Why means WHY. Discussion is why explanation. So when I would skip why discussion from my PhD thesis, no examiner is even going to consider it for evaluation. Whatever techniques I would be adopting, applying for my research, examiners are going to first see the model and then the discussion. People are mainly interested in knowing the why part of the research. So development of buying intention model only is descriptive, is conclusive up to one extent, but when why part is being answered, that is conclusive. I would be saying that why there is the increase in buying intention when brand image is increasing, why there is the increase in buying intention if second is increasing and third is increasing or decreasing. In other sense, वो जो माइनस और प्लस साइन आएगा उससे तो इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज मुझे पता लग जाएगा. But how would I be knowing why part would not be answered? So for answering the why part, we apply conclusive research, and exploratory research is pure exploratory. This is for the exploration of knowledge only. This is not being supported by any system, which is why you see that in terms of in the category of structure, you would find that this is highly unstructured, and this should be unstructured. When structure is not required for exploration, you may not be able to structure that. So we are happy with that, that the exploratory research is unstructured. We are not this is not a problem for us, because by exploratory, unstructured, inconclusive, we would move to structured and conclusive. Ultimately, we people are interested in structured and conclusive. Unstructured is required to make that structured, right? And descriptive is going to answer everything other than the why. Again, I'm saying that.
So,
Please.
sorry, one question. So it is a process basically. That means when we actually do a research, we have to first do exploratory, then move to descriptive to make it more,
Yeah.
structured
Yeah.
and conclusive.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, this is what is the issue, that exploratory would always be the problem. Through is the support available? Through
Right.
exploratory only we enhanced our model of buying intention.
And right.
Earlier there were 5 variables. We included 2 more
Right.
with the help of exploratory. So exploratory is for the sake of further understanding.
Further
Because
understanding.
literature is going to tell me something. Literature is going to tell me the model kind of thing, right? But I'll have to understand the problem, which is why exploratory is unstructured.
Right.
This is so unstructured, I may be able to talk to CEOs of the companies and I'll make the structure for descriptive. Descriptive is the phenomena only. But ultimately, for our MTech thesis or for MBA or for PhD thesis, we people are mainly interested in conclusive, causal, cause and effect. Why is to be answered. Okay, this is clear to everybody?
Yes.
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So your research would always be conclusive. Do not ask that I'll be taking exploratory research only. People, they ask question that my exploratory research is okay. So I always say, no, this is not okay. Then they ask this question, why this is not okay. Now you may be able to understand. मैं अपनी PhD की थीसिस में से डिस्कशन का पार्ट हटा दूंगा तो वो एक्सेप्टेबल होगी क्या?
No,
बताइए,
sir.
नहीं होगी ना? PhD की thesis का उसका the gist of the PhD thesis is the discussion part. So whatever technique you have applied is all up to you, right? But I would be mainly interested in the discussion part. Why is answered over there, which is why most of the reviewers, they comment that your discussion is not good. Though tools and techniques are good, but you are supposed to explain it good in terms of answering why part of the research, and there's a scientific way of answering why part of the research. There's the scientific way of universal way of writing. Then only reviewers are going to accept your paper for review. Otherwise, that would be desk rejected. Right now we would be taking up because this class is the PG class and PhD class. Almost 10 people from PhD have joined the class. So which is why we will be talking in terms of thesis also. And MTech people, they are also supposed to submit the thesis. So chapter 6 is going to explain the secondary data sources. Chapter 7 is being based on survey and observation. Chapter 8 is being based on experimentation. And chapter 9 is being based on field work and data preparation. 1 to 9 would be the theoretical one up to one extent and would be first taken. Then we would, this what is the data preparation, data entry that we have taken up. Now you see that most importantly, step number 8 is data analysis. Chapter 10 to chapter 20. 1 to 9 in one segment that will take first, then 10 to 20 in another segment. Again, I repeat that we are taking this segment for one sake only, because there is a sample and that sample is to be treated applying sophisticated statistical analytical techniques. Why these are sophisticated? Because these are to be picked sophisticatedly. These are to be picked sophisticatedly means I am having the ability to pick the appropriate one. For that sake only, this is the problem for you students and me as the faculty. We'll have to take all 11 in a sequence, and my dear friends, this is not being restricted to 11. There are many more, but this book is going to cover these 11 only. Right? You wish to ask any question, please?
Yes, sir.
हाँ,
Sir.
पूछिए जी
Sir,
जी।
as you said that the exploratory research is all about clarifying the problem and its components. So, sir, I just want to know that before going for the conclusive research, it is important for us to identify the problem and clarify it. So, is there any way that we need to connect the two, the exploratory research and the conclusive research? So, we should do the one first and then go for the conclusive one.
No, this is what is the sequence available, right? First, you'll have to take
we
up
should
the
do-
exploratory research for exploration of knowledge. क्योंकि हमको तो मालूम नहीं है ना सेल्स मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि deterioration in sales, there's a deterioration in sales, but I'm not able to understand why there's a deterioration. I'm talking to people. By talking to people, I'm able to understand that variety of reasons are over there because I'm in the process of developing the model. So first, I'll be conducting the exploratory. If there's the need to conduct the exploratory, me as the researcher, I would decide that what is important for me. But PhD thesis would always be conclusive. I'm sure for that. Whether you would be taking exploratory in your case or not, I'm not sure. That you would be deciding. But one thing is sure, I'm very sure for that, that our PhD thesis would always be conclusive. Why part is going to be answered, right? But it may happen in some of the cases that people are so sure. People means researcher is so sure and the team of research is so sure, they are very sure that we are not supposed to conduct the exploratory. That is all up to them. But there would be the defense viva, there would be the panel of international reviewers. All these are going to ask some questions and you are supposed to defend your working. PhD के आखिरी में क्या होता है? डिफेंस वाइवा होता है ना?
Yes, sir.
डिफेंस वाइवा क्या होता है बताइए? डिफेंस का तो हम सोचते हैं डिफेंस वाइवा मतलब अपने रिसर्च को एकेडमिकली डिफेंड करना है. तो मैं कोई भी रिसर्च आई मे बी एबल टू कंडक्ट एनी टाइप ऑफ रिसर्च व्हाट आई वांट इज गुड बट अल्टीमेटली आई विल हैव टू प्रेजेंट दैट एकेडमिकली and I'll have to defend that academically because panel of reviewers, maybe your PhD reviewers, maybe international reviewers, maybe national reviewers are going to ask many questions pertaining to your methodology of conducting the research. So what am I going to do? I would be following the international way, international pattern of conducting the research so that the academia would be able to evaluate me academically. तो मैं रिसर्च में तो कुछ भी लिख दूंगा ना. Are you getting?
Right.
My story writing is different from my research execution. स्टोरी राइटिंग में मैं कुछ भी सोच करके लिख सकता हूँ, लेकिन रिसर्च में मेरे को जो साइंटिफिक पैटर्न है उसी को अडॉप्ट करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है?
Okay. Sir, just one more thing that so sir, actually if you are writing any survey paper, so that survey paper will be, I think, will be inspired from the exploratory research primarily. I think exploratory or research.
Whatever news articles, whatever survey, all these are not being counted in the academic research. Academic research, and you see that what is happening, that we people are not in the process of learning. We people are in the process of learning how to read a research paper academically. So once an article is being published in Times of India, we all would be able to understand. But a research paper is being published in the leading research journal. Many of us would not be able to take it up that properly because we will have to first generate research understanding. So that I may be, since beginning I've been saying that we are, through this course, we are trying to generate the ability of conducting the research. So this is not the ability of conducting the research, this is ability of understanding the research by understanding the research papers. जब रिसर्च पेपर जब बोलेगा तो जैसे टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया का आर्टिकल है ना, वो पी वैल्यू, टी वैल्यू, काई स्क्वायर कुछ भी नहीं बोलेगा, वो जनरल रिसर्च बोलेगा. लेकिन जो हमारे रिसर्च पेपर हैं, जो हम एकेडमिक ग्रुप में हैं, वो रिसर्च लैंग्वेज बोलेंगे, है ना. जैसे डॉक्टर्स बात करते हैं तो दो डॉक्टर्स बात करते हैं तो मेडिकल लैंग्वेज में बात करते हैं. वैसे दो रिसर्चर्स जब बात करेंगे, दोनों रिसर्च में उन्होंने कोर्स लिया हुआ है, तो दो रिसर्चर्स का अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी, देयर वुड बी the base of understanding for both the researchers, and third person would not be able to understand their discussion after taking up the subject, right? Because we are the research, you read any good research paper, you would be finding that how difficult it is to understand that paper, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, now this is what is data analysis. I've explained it, and last part is actually there's a problem over here. Last part was the presenting the result, and then just 1 minute. Last interpretation of the result, and ये slide दिख रही है क्या interpretation of the result?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
and
sir.
very good presentation of the finding, and lastly आप देखोगे chapter number 21 indicates how to write a report. Here statistical findings are to be converted into general non-statistical findings. World is interested in non-statistical finding. World is not interested in our statistical knowledge. What knowledge we have got in statistics, world is not bothered. World would like to know that what should be done. We are supposed to present in terms of what should be done. And lastly, management is going to take a call, and management, we researchers are going to present the findings. Management would take the decision that how would we be implementing it. हम तो रिसर्चर हैं, हम तो बोल देंगे कि you are supposed to enhance the wage, लेकिन मैनेजमेंट बोलेगा कि हमारे पास तो पैसे ही नहीं, तो how to enhance the wages, right? So then they'll decide that we are going to recommend that this should be doubled, but they'll say no, this should not be doubled, this should be multiplied by 0.25, like that. They'll be taking the final decision, right? Now you wish to ask any question, you please ask, or you tell me one thing, MTech people, that when would we be taking the next class?
Sir, same timing is okay. Same timing. Tuesday.
What day?
Tuesday. 2
नहीं,
p.m.
तो इस वीक में बताओ यार, एक इस वीक में बताओ कोई इस वीक में.
So Thursday would be good.
Thursday would be good, very good.
Yeah.
Thursday, what time? Any other time? 11 to 12, 12 to 1, like that?
Yeah. So for CM batch, we don't have any problem in any timing on Thursday because we don't have any class on that day.
Sir, but we have on Thursday.
You have got class on Thursday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Thursday, what time?
Sir, Tuesday 2 to 3 is good. Today time and
That would be next week. In between, I will be taking one more class.
Yeah. This week, I think we need to have one more class.
I'll take half of the part of chapter number 3 in the next class. Yeah. So, okay, Thursday we'll be fixing it up. Thursday, Abdullah, you can tell me that what you are from which branch?
sir at
So
on Thursday
Friday
there is no
same timing is free for VLSI batch.
What timing? Thursday.
Friday same time.
Friday 2 to 3.
Yes,
Friday?
sir. Yes, sir. 2:30 to 3:30.
Friday is okay.
But
Friday is 2. So what should I do? Friday? Once a time?
But I
Yes,
think
sir, 2 to 3.
information security branch is having class, sir, at the
अरे
time.
बाबा, I think मत बोलो, अभी बताओ, finally बताओ what time I should be fixing for Friday.
So Thursday, Friday, any of the one will be good. 2 to 3, we are fine. CN people.
अच्छा, तो Friday 2 to 3 कर लूँ मैं?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
ठीक है, okay. So this is final. Once I'll make the class final, I'll not be changing it. After discussion
Sure,
only,
sir.
I'm finalizing things. So Friday 2 to 3, you think about it. Then after Friday 2 to 3, after Friday I'll take next class on Tuesday. Next week Tuesday.
Okay, sir.
Next week Tuesday, what time?
The same is okay.
No, next week
Time.
Tuesday, morning time is free, Abdullah.
No, sir. Morning not free.
Not free. So next Tuesday 2 to 3.
Yes, sir.
Morning means 10 to 11 is not free. Morning 10 to 11, 9:30 to like that.
9:30 to 10:30 we are free, sir.
9:30 to 10:30.
We are not free on Tuesday. That we have a class.
Sir, 10 to 11, even we PhD students have CRM class.
Acha. So Tuesday 2 to 3.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Tuesday 2 to
Sir.
So I'm arranging 2 classes. Friday 2 to 3 and Tuesday. Friday this week 2 to 3 and Tuesday next week 2 to 3. Right?
Yes, sir.
And this is final.
Okay, sir.
This is final, huh? We have
Yes,
discussed that. Don't send me mails that this we have got this class and that class. This is final Friday and Tuesday, right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I'm leaving. Okay, you wish to ask any question, please?
Sir, will you share the presentation?
Pardon?
Will you share the presentation as well?
Certainly, I have shared that. These
Okay.
MTech people have got that. आपको मिल गया ना MTech people?
Yes, sir. Deependra sir has shared the same.
Deependra is available in the class. I've seen that in the beginning. Deependra है क्या? Deependra. Hello? Deependra. अभी दीपेंद्र नहीं धीरेन्द्र है. अच्छा, MTech people, can anybody send this mail to all the PhD scholars?
Yeah, sir, we can share that.
Who will share that? Who will share? We miss, all are saying we miss, then nobody will share that. Who will
Sir,
share?
I'll share that. Nidhi.
Okay, so Nidhi, you send all this mail to all PhD. There are 10 PhD, means 8 are being registered and 2 more are going to register. So in this class, we are having 10 PhD students.
Okay.
Other than MTech, we are having 10 PhD students, right? So we are supposed to send it to 8, those who have been registered. So Chaitanya would be, you do one thing, you send it to, who will take it? Chaitanya, you will take it from Nidhi.
Yeah, Chaitanya is in the email ID I'll share to her.
So you share it to Chaitanya. Chaitanya would be sending it to all the PhD students, right, Chaitanya?
Yes,
Sure.
sir. Actually, I don't have information about other PhD students. Will I get it from admin office?
You would get it. You would get it, and even names I'd be able to send the names, but email ID even. Okay. Yeah, that is the issue, right? So, you are you aware, Miss? Any 1 or 2 people you are knowing? PhD people. Chaitanya.
Yes, sir. I know Giridhar is there.
Okay.
Rest I don't know, sir.
Giridhar, you are knowing.
Sir, I and Chaitanya, we keep interacting actually, because see, one more thing is small request to you. If you can, help us making a group on WhatsApp so that, we all can interact and, maybe we can, whatever needs to be done, we can coordinate.
No, if you wish to, you see that this is in such a manner I'll be doing. If you wish to make a group on WhatsApp from your side, I'd be happy, but I would be interacting through this mail and this discussion only, right? So if you wish to share anything and all that, that is all up to you. You can do that.
Sir, I can do one thing. I'll talk to Mr. Alok.
Hello, yes sir.
दीपेंद्र हो क्या तुम?
Yes sir, yes sir.
हाँ, ये दीपेंद्र इज ओवर हियर. मैं देखा था वो दीपेंद्र को, मैंने देखा था. कहाँ चले गए यार? अच्छा दीपेंद्र, अभी ना हमारे PhD स्टूडेंट्स ना 8 स्टूडेंट हैं, इनको ये सब ज्वाइन हुए हैं. नाउ यू डोंट वरी, नाउ दीपेंद्र विल बी सेंडिंग इट, राइट? दीपेंद्र, इनका सबका मेल में आईडी आपको दे दूंगा. मेरे पास क्लास में इंक्लूड किया हुआ था. और आप सबको एक इनका PhD स्टूडेंट को भी भेज देना. एमटेक के स्टूडेंट को सबको तो मिल गया ना पीपीटी से. हो क्यों एमटेक पीपल, यू हैव गॉट इट ना निधि? यू हैव गॉट इट?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now Deepen would be sending it to everybody. All the
Deepen is what? Is a CR, is it?
Deepen is a great PhD student.
Okay.
He is my PhD student, and he is going to submit his thesis very soon.
Oh, okay.
He is a senior person. Very soon he would be Dr. Deepen.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Deependra has completed his work, so he'll be submitting it. So Deependra is also here in the class. So Deependra would be sending it, and I would be sending email IDs to Deependra. Deependra, मैं अभी तुमको भेज दूँगा, है ना? ठीक है?
Sure sir. Okay sir.
ठीक है ना? So you all would be getting. You don't worry. PhD people are all would be getting, and MTech people you have got it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other question you wish to ask in the next class? I would take chapter number 3, and in Friday and Tuesday we would wind up chapter number 3, measurement and scaling, and after that I'll take one more chapter, questionnaire design. In such a manner, by next week by 15th we would be able to wind up chapter number 4. Then after winding up chapter number 4, I would be arranging one class assignment for 25 marks. Right? So I'll be giving you proper information how to conduct and how to submit the class assignment. But after taking up chapter number 4, I would be taking one class assignment for 25 marks. Okay. So am I allowed to leave now? Okay. Thank you very much for attending the class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.